Hello, everyone. I know I told you that I'm going to disappear for the weekend, which I will, but as I was looking at the space-time moment and the energy patterns, I realized that I can't actually leave out in these auspicious times, these horrible times, I can't leave out the Venus-Jupiter bidirectional trine. So let's take a look at that aspect. It's an Earth trine. And here's the space-time moment on October 22nd at 5:32 a.m. London time. And as you can see, the sun is well below the horizon, of course. And there are some highlights in this chart. The midheaven has the Vesta Astrea conjunction, which is now actually separating. And Venus is making an exact Earth trine. And of course, in traditional astrology, Venus is the so-called Fortuna Minor and Jupiter is the Fortuna Major. So the two luck planets are on an joining in an Earth trine. What could be more beautiful? And actually, I gave the title for this video, Relief or Escalation, because both could be possible. And I can't actually emphasize that astrology is up there and we people are down here. So actually what will happen depends always on us. How we are going to utilize an energy pattern is always up to us. And in this particular case, what makes it interesting is the fact that Venus rules this retrograde Jupiter. First of all, it's again a bidirectional trine, which is not exactly working as positively or as obviously as a normal monodirectional trine. And Jupiter enlarges everything it touches. Venus doesn't just denote harmony and love and nice things, but also money. So this could be money blown up to astronomical proportions, and you know that the war costs a lot, and it's so funny because now there is a huge demand for weapons. And at the moment, everyone is ordering new weapons, and delivery date is like 2026 or something like that. And the price is not set. Read about it. It's fascinating. So they actually can sell the big weapons factories can sell their products for the next couple of years for astronomical prices. So that's also the Venus Jupiter trine. But if we take a look at the rest of the energy patterns, the North Node Aries conjunction is still there. I'm not going to talk about that. You have the Sun, Mercury, and asteroid Lilith revolt against injustice. At the very end of Libra, not yet moving into, the sun is going to move into Scorpio on the next day on the 23rd. And I'm going to talk about the Pluto Moon conjunction in a second, but what else is important in this particular chart is the Pallas Athena Chiron opposition, because, and also of course in the London chart you have the dark moon Lilith vertex conjunction. Let's talk about the Pallas Athena Chiron opposition. Chiron is retrograde at the moment, and in Aries it denotes all kinds of wounds around fire, blood, aggression, violence, war. That's what you see. Pallas Athena is wisdom. So actually now wisdom, common sense opposes the escalation of war. That's what you see. That's exactly what you see. And the vertex is the point of no free will, where we don't have any free will or free choice. And dark moon Lilith is the curse. And that is also present in the London chart. And then the moon Pluto, which of course Judy Hall called the Hades moon. In this particular case, the Sun-Pluto square is still very tight, and the moon is joining them. The moon is actually chipping in, highlighting Pluto, and of course, it is almost the first quarter moon, so it's another added tension to the space-time. So that's it, and let's take a look at this fixed Earth engine with Venus, Jupiter, and Hygeia. So in itself, hold on, let me try to pull this up a little bit more. Maybe I should make it a little bit smaller, and then you can see the title and the drawing as well, hopefully. Sorry, it's really dark and I'm a bit tired, so you must I must apologize. You must allow me to fumble a little bit. Anyhow, so here's this particular fixed Earth engine. Engines, as I said many times, are very funny structures in astrology. First of all, traditional astrology doesn't even take this into consideration. Of course, they don't take quincunxes into consideration, basically. Maybe lately, maybe in the 20th century, but before that, this was not an aspect. It became an aspect in karmic astrology. And an engine is made up by a square, a quincunx, and a trine, combining three types of aspects of three types of aspect families. Of course, the square is always about tension, daily tension, high impact energy. The trine, on the other hand, is blessing and harmony, and quincunx is filled with karmic intent. And this gives you the drive. Engines are very power-packed because they give you stamina and also endurance, and also the ability to carry weight, and also the ability to believe in things that you need to do or need to accomplish. And in this particular case, it's Hygeia, putting things in order. But of course, Jupiter is squaring. So this retrograde Jupiter is squaring Hygeia. It is a fixed square, denoting something that you haven't been able to touch. So no matter how we would like to put the things in order in our world, it becomes more and more chaotic and more violent. You may remember that Chiron is opposite Pallas Athena, so common sense is opposite wounds. And the Venus Hygeia, monodirectional quincunx. And again, monodirectional quincunxes sometimes work as a trine and sometimes work as a square, or even an opposition, or even a sextile. So it's very unpredictable. On the other hand, there's this need or desire, Venus, to put things in order. But of course, then retrograde Jupiter, which is ruled by Venus, which on the other hand is ruled by Chiron, doesn't really allow this to happen. There are not too many celestial, the transcendental celestial objects. Only on Venus you have Sophia, Rhea, and Zosma, the fixed star Zosma, which is, I believe, Delta Leo. We are going to look at it in a minute. Well, Sophia is wisdom. So here, Venus, love or money, is combined with wisdom, which is a blessing. So that is why I can't really tell you how this will pan out, but I decided to do this hopefully shorter video than usual, because I found it fascinating and important to let you know. But this could mean an escalation, but it could also mean some kind of relief. And of course, as I'm talking, I just heard on the radio that relief trucks are assembling, and they're trying to take food and medicine to Gaza. And again, I'm not taking sides. Whatever is happening there is horrible. But as long as you are of a tribal society, and any Middle Eastern country is of tribal society, and you have this notion of an eye for an eye, which is very interesting, because in Hungary, we love folk tales. We have a ton of Hungarian folk tales. And there, the idea is never an eye for an eye. You don't see this in any of our tales or myths. Instead, what we say is, one good deed deserves another. And I think it really represents a different outlook on life. But anyhow, so as long as you have this tribal energy and this drive to really retaliate and revenge whatever happens, I think that this will go on for another 1,000 years, until the last, I don't know, the last Israeli or the last Palestinian. I have no idea, but I have a hunch that this is not going to be appeased, but let's hope. So Rhea, of course, is a mother goddess. You may remember that before the 20th century, we used to know, and people used to know that to deliver a child, you have to be a woman with a womb. And it's no longer so obvious, but I still believe it is like this. And for centuries, for millennia, people knew this. So that's why most of the creator goddesses are goddesses and not gods. And of course, so there's the creator goddess, and then there are era creating gods and goddesses. And Rhea is such an era creating goddess because she's the wife of Kronos, Saturn. And Zosma, let's take a look at Zosma. Here it is, Delta Leo. Yes, I did remember well. And as you can see, it is at the back of the celestial lion. Now, that's an interesting story. If you go to Hercules, the labors of Hercules, you will find that this is the very first labor. And his task, Hercules' task, is to kill the Nemean lion. But the problem is that this lion's fur is impenetrable, so you can't cut it with the usual masculine weapons like a sword or a dagger or something like that, which are all phallic symbols, mind you. And so what Hercules does, he can't use his usual weapons, so he wrestles with the lion, and after 30 days, a moon phase, of course, he somehow gets behind it and breaks his spine. And after that, of course, he takes the skin off the lion and puts it on himself, and by that it becomes his signature, and it also becomes his protecting device. And this is again something that you see many times. By the way, the lion is always the prerequisite or the totem animal of the goddess. You see this in Inanna is standing on lions. The chariot of Cybele or Cybele is I don't know how to, but it's pronounced many ways. She's the goddess of Asia Minor, the creator goddess of Asia Minor, and her chariot is drawn by lions. So you see this many times, that the total animals or these prerequisites of the goddess are being taken away by the hero, and then the hero, of course, utilizes it for himself. So that's Zosma. And it is a healing world for all sorts of broken things, broken lives, broken spines. So it's one of the and also the broken hopes of rulership or reign. So that's Zosma. And there's also if you look around and add the sun in the picture, and besides the Venus, Jupiter, and Hygeia, and then we also add the Pluto Moon conjunction, we will have the square, the cardinal square of 2 days ago, and it creates with Venus a so-called tense rectangle, square, semi-square, and sesquiquadrate. So there's a lot of tension building up. And there's also another structure, which we in Karmic Astrology call the quindecile archer. The quindecile, which is 165 degrees, and it denotes aggression or ambition or any kind of well, ambition is a good word positively, but of course it could be obsession as well. And as a result, there's a lot of aggression embedded in this aspect, and it stands alone. It doesn't have any other party in itself. It's 165 degrees, so it either creates a quindecile arrow with itself. So there are two quindeciles and the semisextile. This is the narrowest and most painful of the arrows in a natal chart, or it could be combined with either the semi-square or the sesquiquadrate, and then you might have a triangle, and this is called the archer. And it has the blessing of the trine, this tension, and ambition pact tension of the Queen of Chile, and the 45 degrees, which is a minor aspect, but still, again, the tension is there. And if we add Saturn, because there is a Sun-Saturn trine, which we are going to take a look at in detail in a minute, then again, you have all kinds of planetary pictures here. And with the Saturn, actually, it is dissociate. Why do we call it dissociate? Because if you count the degrees, the Sun-Saturn trine is almost exact, because Saturn is at 0 degrees something, Pisces retrograding, and the Sun is at 29 degrees Libra. And so the trine between them is very, very tight, but it is dissociate. Because look, a trine should have the same elements, but here you have Libra and Pisces, which is, this trine is working as a quincunx. So it's, again, full of karmic intent. And again, if you take a look at what else it does, any of the configurations or the planetary picture itself becomes dissociate. So the energy pattern is crooked. So the whole idea would be to getting some sort of dissolution, some sort of relief of the Sun-Pluto square. And as the moon is adding also into the picture with the Sun-Moon square, which is the first quarter, of course, and then further on with the whole pattern with the Queen de Chile, it could be an escalation very easily, or it could be a relief. Let's hope that the relief package will reach Gaza and the people who need it, and let's hope that escalation is not going to happen. Thank you for listening, and if you like my videos, please subscribe to it, and also please like it, because the more you like it, the more YouTube will put it out there so that people can see it. Thank you. Bye-bye.